But they're on spot. The wrestling's okay. I would say it's after watching Taker and Yoko go, and it seemed more fast paced.
Yeah.
This is just like a snail's pace.
And that's what I'm saying. Get a guy who can.
Yeah, go more into it. Now I'll get to what Bruce said after this.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get to that. But it was just really slow to watch, and then the fact that the crowd's out of it, it kills this match.
I mean, come on, Glenn Jacobs would have made a better fake Undertaker than he did a fake Diesel.
Exactly. And in certain respects, did you ever see him when he was the Unabomber in USWA?
Just some pictures. But...
Well, he was also Isaac Yankem, too. I guess he kind of like him there. He had more of a Psycho Sid vibe, I always thought, in those early days. So it's like you could have got the fake Psycho Sid to be a better Undertaker than you got Chains to go on and become, the fake whatever. Anyway, so... I guess we'll just wrap this shit show up. It goes for a while. I mean, I'm trying to think of something I can say, but it's like, that's about it. It goes for a long while. And all honesty, this is pretty much a squash match, too. But it's like 12-minute squash match. Faker gets a couple moves of offense, but then just Undertaker stomping him.
A tombstone.
That was the cool thing. I feel like that was honestly, the match should have just been the last 3 minutes, and that's it. Give him the Goldberg treatment. So Faker gets the tombstone, hits it. And Taker said, now he should have went for the pin. Now you can always kayfabe that as like he's inexperienced and honestly probably just overconfident. Like I just tombstone the guy does a tombstone. He don't know how to take that shit, and that's what you can honestly say about that one. But he does this kind of like, ha ha, I did it, and then he sits up. And there's a moment where he's hammering on him that he breaks from the Undertaker character, and he's like, and he looks at DiBiase's like, what do I do? And I love that because it is kind of like. I'd be doing the same thing if the whole time you think that the mind game's enough, or would be enough, coupled with the fact that he just took an ass whooping back in January by 10 guys, and this is his first match back, that maybe he's just too rusty, that maybe you have it in you to maybe tombstone
and you just hit his finisher on him.
So the fact that he flips out, I love that, and that really is a high spot. Honestly, last 3 minutes is high spots and good. Like if it's a peak and valley thing, this thing has been below Death Valley this entire fucking match, and then for 3 minutes it comes up a little bit, and it's just like if you could have just done that, the match honestly should have been a 3-minute match. Cut all this bullshit out.
Down the card further too.
Yes, second, it should have swapped with Brett and Owen. I think the fact that Taker got the biggest pop he got and got the biggest pop of the night. Proves that it should have been higher on the card. It should not have main evented. It should have went over the world title either. And I'll get to that, the whole thing about that thing too. But Taker gets up. Fuck it. Did he hit with a choke slam or not? I don't remember. Doesn't matter, I guess. But
because there was the reverse tombstone.
Yeah. Well, it was like he hits him. You go for a tombstone again, but then that's right. Because there wasn't a choke slam. So Faker goes for another tombstone. Taker kicks his legs, and he 69 flips it over. Tombstone. Crowd goes nuts. Ish. Picks him up. Another one. And then a third one. The third one. 1, 2, 3. At this point, DiBiase's like, fuck you, and runs away.
Now, Faker does get a choke slam off, and I thought that was kind of cool because he did the old choke slam where he goes all the way down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, he did do that, yeah.
Because, Undertaker started doing it where he stays on his feet.
Intentional or not, is kind of a cool little psychological bit there because it's like he's mimicking the old school Taker as opposed to, new one. But 3 tombstones, 1, 2, 3, and honestly, he had him beat after 1 tombstone. That's why I like it great, because he hits him tombstone and he just stands there. And dude, Faker's not getting up. And I was like, he could have beat him, but once again, Taker's going to prove a point.
Oh, fuck this guy, yeah. 2
more, beats him, rolls him into the casket. The Druids come back out, shut it, and they carry it away. And we get Undertaker doing his Hogan. What do you call that? I guess post-match celebration, but we'll call it doing a Hogan, where you just kind of milk the crowd for a while.
Hogan must pose.
Hogan must pose. Does his thing there for a little bit.
While Paul Bearer is shining this light right in his face. And I'm thinking he's got to be pissed.
But wasn't the light supposed to be his being coming out?
I don't know.
I feel like, no, that's what I'm saying though, is I thought when I watched it when I was in high school, I was like, okay, the light was signifying that. Light, he's out. They did the light 2 more times, and they probably did more on house shows or whatever. And I was like, but he's already out.
But I thought it was a cool effect, and I don't know if it was intentional or not. Like when they do kind of a close-up on the urn, and it was dark and the light was on, like where the fog in the air and the smoke was like circling around.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
it definitely did.
But
and Paul Bearer would do his thing too, where he first opened that urn, he would shake the lid, and I like that. Once again, it's so hokey, but it is like the attention to detail. You could just went like, psh, he does. You could,
There's
shit.
An old shoot. It's not super old, but old enough. but it's Cornette and Paul Bearer shoot interview. It's one of like the Ring of Honor series.
Yeah, yeah.
From the mid 2000s, and Paul Bearer was talking about that urn, and I don't know exactly the story, but to something to the effect of like, for one thing, the urn weighed like a fucking like 30 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Because that was an airline light.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be on the front of a fucking like airplane.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense too, because that.
And it, had a ton of batteries in it, and but for whatever reason, they made him fucking carry that around like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like just like he did with his little urn.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, well, I don't really,
Yeah. Let's go back to the little one now.
And they were making up all this stuff, and we come to find out, Undertaker had gotten with them and was trying, make him do this when it could have been shipped with the rest of the ring equipment. And
yeah, exactly.
But he's like, I had to fucking carry that son of a bitch around like everywhere. But I guess Undertaker ripped. I honestly found it on YouTube. It had a weird title, and I don't know right now.
Yeah.
But if you find that thing, watch it. It's very long, but man, it is awesome. And it's all. I mean, Corny's there and has some stories, but Bear is definitely the star of that show.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to overshadow Corny on a shoot.
I've seen clips, I'm guessing it's the same one, that RF shoot or whatever the company was called.
It's Ring of Honor.
Yeah, the company that did that.
I don't know.
But anyway, I never seen the full feature length, but I've seen little snippets on YouTube.
Dude, it is incredible.
And
now Paul Bearer does come off as a bit of a creepy, not Paul Bearer creepy.
Yeah.
But don't let him meet your kids creepy kind of guy.
Oh.
But anyway,
R.I.P. William.
I know.
So, anyways, and I thought that was kind of weird too, because I felt like this urn should have been a one and done. I guess they won't get their money's worth. Obviously,
Yeah.
They're like, we got a fucking. If you said you got like a airliner fucking light, they're like, we're gonna use this more than one time, guys. So,
Yeah.
but he would continue to use this throughout for a while until Kama would get it and melt it down to make the chains. So it is what it is, I guess. But so Cass gets back there, of course. Leslie Nielsen, George Kennedy stumble across it, and they're going, "Whoa, we're on crack." And I'm like, isn't the case cracked already inside the ring? Like, we know that whatever. I guess they didn't even watch the match. They're not even watching the pay per view.
No, they're
trying
still
to
looking
case.
at the elevator.
And so they open it up, and it's empty, and he's like, "What do you say exactly?" Like he goes, "Look, the case."
Oh, well, there's a briefcase behind them. In the case, he's like, "What do you mean the case?" And he picks it up and he goes, "The case is closed."
That's it. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if it's cracked or closed. It's closed, and he goes, "You closed the case." And then, of course, in great Leslie Nielsen fashion, once again, it's like the Nick again. He's confused, but then like he knows it's the right thing. He's like, "Yep, I did." And that's how they end the picture.
He's like, I don't know how you keep doing it.
Yeah, and they end it like that, and I'm just like, son of a fucking bitch. If they would have done this like a separate whatever.
Like, that was the end of the pay-per-view.
We end the pay-per-view. We fade out on that, and I'm just like, I would have much rather had like the old school, like when you show clips from the pay-per-view and
like
have like generic music.
Was Naked Gun lucrative enough in 1994? The third one
that headlined the event pretty much.
To fucking be that big of a presence on the show.
So that's the match. We want to do some aftermath. Brian Lee goes back down to the minors for a long ass time. Doesn't come back until 96, 97, when they do the gang rule. Oh, go ahead.
Don't know when, but he was in a Japanese movie.
Really? Brian Lee?
As the Undertaker.
Oh!
Now, that's all that I know. I've seen the fucking clip. When we finish this, we'll try to look
We'll
it
have
up.
to check that out, yeah.
But he plays the Undertaker in a Japanese movie.
Jesus. That may be the only redeeming factor for this.
I even want to say that he's like fighting like monsters.
Okay.
But
that sounds fucking awesome.
But it's like a wrestling thing.
But see, that's separate. That wasn't part of the paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm pretty sure that happened after this. But
we'll
get back.
Yeah.
If we find a clip,
if you guys have to know anything too, drop us down. You guys know like the backstory or whatever.
Oh, before this is over, we'll have the link for you.
So that's brilliant. So, anyways,
I didn't even know that.
I have no idea.
That kind of shit.
Oh man, it was like movies is my realm, and I didn't even know that. So, anyways, he come back years later as Chains in the Disciples of Apocalypse (DOA), and that'd be pretty much it right there. And I'll get to another funny story. I don't know if it's true or not. I read this. I've never heard it before, but I'll throw it by you and see if you know it. But then Taker of course, would go on to get some revenge on Yokozuna next pay-per-view. I'm going to say next month, but the next pay-per-view, which is in November. So that's kind of the aftermath from this match. Now, the story I read a little clip of this a long time ago, and I don't know how true this is. I never heard it since. But apparently, according to legend, back during the Attitude Era, when Chains was still employed by the company, and maybe the reason why he was no longer there, apparently, so he was the best. Okay, so before. Because Taker's second wife was Sarah with the neck tattoo. Then he married Michelle McCool. So the first one, the one that he had during the big bulk of his first run, Brian Lee was his best man. So they were like best friends before any of this stuff. That's how I'm assuming he got the job too. So his best man, I guess he fucks the Taker's wife, like gets caught cheating or whatever, and that may have been why Chains was just like, nope, now you're gone. Like fucking Chains, like. What contribution did Chains do at all, even during the Attitude Era? He was just an extra white guy in this race war they were doing.
Yeah.
That was it. He's almost as nameless as the Los Periculos. I mean, seriously, the fact that they all had simple names is what kind of makes them stand out. 8 Ball, Skull, Crush, and Chains. Fuck,
yeah.
I forgot. He's the one that kind of sucked. That's the only thing that's going to help this guy out. Like, everybody else is just like, I couldn't tell you the Lost Periculos guy, except for Savio Vega.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. Rest of them, no idea. So, anyways, so I guess he bangs his wife, divorce happens, he meets Sarah, and they kick Chains out. So that's kind of the. Once again, I don't know if there's any truth to that. If you guys have to know, drop that shit. You've heard this before? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, but I'll check it out.
That's that. So, overall thoughts of the match. You want me to go first? You went first last time. I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
It sucked. I mean, I'm sorry. Great build. Really great build. Like, honestly, we topped the show. You mentioned it. And so that's the thing. It had a really great build, and then, like you said, the bell rang. This match was complete dog shit. Now, I recently listened to Bruce Prichard's podcast, and he brought up, and even then, I'm not going to buy it, but whatever. Apparently, the cage match went over. The Owen-Brett match went over. Now, this happened before at WrestleMania 10 with Michaels and Razor, and I'm like, sometimes you just come to the shit happen. I'm sorry, what can you do? But apparently this match is supposed to be longer. And they had to cut it all down to this 12 minutes.
That sucks, damn.
And so apparently they were working this match out nonstop. I guess it wasn't just a figure out in the ring. No, they've been training on this match for the months leading up to it or whatever, and they had so much more to go. But the thing is, according to Bruce Prichard, was when that match went over long, they're like, you got cut down, I guess in half, which seems even more unbearable. I can imagine 24-minute fucking Taker match.
Son of a bitch.
So they had to basically, on the fly, recuperate, which is why Brian Lee comes off a little worse than he probably was. But at the same time, like, what was you going to do? It wasn't a specialty match. You couldn't hide it with weapons. So it's like, was it a 12-hour or 24-minute match of just you guys fighting? And then I'm like, okay, if you guys were crunched for time, why was it so slow? Why was there like long period of time of like he hits him and then he just kind of stands there? At one point, Baker gets knocked out of the ring and he starts walking toward Paul Bearer, but he's walking so slow. It's just like a fucking 30-second to minute long moment. I'm like, fucking pick up the pace, fucking pitter patter, guys, get at it, Jesus Christ. So on a certain part, I will agree that if that was the case, then maybe it could have been a little bit better. I don't quite, this is just, this is a fat fucking neckbeard Mark Smark talking. Obviously, I'm not trying to take anything away from any of the performers in the match. Maybe it could have been a better match. It really could have been. I don't know. I'm saying from a fan's perspective of seeing what we did see and trying to imagine that doubled, I'm saying no. I don't care. I don't know how much better it could have been. If it could have been a specialty match, you could have hit it a little bit. It could have been another coffin match or whatever, casket match. Could have been, lumberjack with druids. I don't know. It could have been anything. Weapons. No DQ. Call it something else. Call it a burial RIP match. I don't know. Funeral. Last man standing. Whatever it could have been. You could have hit it a little better. This was a one-on-one contest.
Yep.
What the fuck? Second. Now, we've mentioned this before for different reasons. This is the first year that I took Bret Hart seriously. And this is no disrespect against him as a performer. Once again, but as a kid, I never took Bret Hart seriously. I'm sorry. So his 92, 93 main event run to me is a joke. I'm sorry. He can beat my ass right here, even with his fucked up head. I would still tap out a little bitch and cry, but then afterward I'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't take your run seriously. As a fan, I'm not saying the work wasn't good. The matches were great. Him and Michaels at Survivor Series 92 was a damn good match. I'm sorry, neither one of them guys should have been in the main event. I'm sorry, they shouldn't have been. Should have been the title on Hart at that point. He was headlining pay-per-views during that time. 94 comes around, right? He wins the world title WrestleMania 10, main event, as it should be. He doesn't headline a pay-per-view in that entire run.
Wow.
King of the Ring 94, he's in the mid-card fighting Diesel for the world title. Wow. World title match. You know what headline King of the Ring 94? Lawler and Piper. This was the first pay-per-view they used the phrase, the new generation, and your main event is Lawler and Piper.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
Dude.
No. Now, that match was fine. It was a fun match. I like Piper and Lawler. It's a good match. I would say great, but it was a really entertaining match.
Yeah.
Not your headline fucking match, and not over the main title. What the? And the Diesel
I'd
Hart
like to know
match.
the story behind that.
I would love to know the stories. I really don't know. I've never heard anybody say. And even when they asked Hart, he's like, I don't know. So no clue. SummerSlam, world title cage match, brother versus brother, one of the best long-running storylines. This has been going since Survivor Series 93, almost a full year in the making. Owen has beaten Brett clean at WrestleMania. Claims he could do it again. In fact, the Diesel Hart match ended with DQ when Jim Neidhart interfered. And everybody's like, why? And it turns out Neidhart did it so Owen would have the title shot against Brett. He wanted to not take the world title. He wanted to take the title from Brett. And I think that's brilliant. Cage match. The entire Hart family there. Main event type match. Now, granted, I will not lie. As a kid, I was really more excited for Taker versus Taker. I was. I'm a stupid kid who's 9 years old. That's not how you book the fucking pay-per-view, Vince fucking McMahon. Cage match should be your main event. This should have been the sub. What the fuck? And then, spoiler for next week, the world title match between Bret Hart and Bob Backlund is a mid-card. And the main event's Yokozuna versus Taker again. Really?
I'm telling you, and I'm just going to come out and say it.
Say it, please.
No matter how bad, no matter how not over your champion is, I don't care. World title should always headline.
Two exceptions. I will always give the two exceptions. Royal Rumbles.
Okay.
And if you have an event, WWF never did this, but WCW did this, and AEW's doing it now, where the match is billed as a lights-out, non-sanctioned match.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. That's the only two exceptions. That rarely happens. That's once a year on one exception, and WWF's never done the other one.
Because if your fucking champion, in your eyes, isn't over enough to main event the fucking pay-per-view, then put the goddamn belt on.
The guy who is, yeah.
Put the belt on fucking
Taker.
Taker.
Right there. And so, I don't know, even as a kid, being more of a Taker fan, way more than Hart. I mean, I would say this is the year I was really coming around on Hart. And I know I've come off like a prick and I hate Bret Hart. I don't. I'm a big Bret Hart fan. It just wasn't until 94. It wasn't until his performance in this Royal Rumble. And then and once again, it's unfair how the run ran out, but it was like a good run. They didn't give him the headline. They just literally was like, you're a mid-card act. Taker's the main star. And it's just unfortunate. But I was a Hart fan at this point. So even as a kid, even looking forward to the Taker versus Taker match the most, I still think that the cage match, even 9-year-old Dave was like, the cage match should have went on last. Like, how did it not?
Seeing it obviously, feels like all the hype surrounding that match, that, everybody involved knew, dude, this has got main event written all over it. People were probably just pumped.
Yeah.
And then the bell rang.
Exactly.
And it was clear, oh, fuck.
It just, and it's just one of those things where, and like I said, I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they did have a better match in mind, but I just don't see it. So yeah, I'm saying, for me, I rarely do this. 1 star. It's a 1-star match. I'm sorry, this match there's nothing good about it except for the build-up and his entrance, and that's not enough to carry the fucking match. 1 star. Simon, what do you think about the match overall? Give us your final thoughts on the match overall.
1 star. Build-up, story, hype, entrance, and ending.
Yeah. I thought you meant the Leslie Nielsen show. I was like, really?
No. Finish of the match.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Anything in that time frame from bell to bell?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's easy to armchair book this shit, as they say it, but it's like...
This was so close. And I thought when you said I don't ever do this, I thought that's what you were going to say. This was so close.
Honestly, almost. Yeah, I can't give up. Once again, the talent's there, and they tried. And once again, I think the only reason it gets it is because of the build-up. Like, that's the only reason it saved us from being a 0-star.
And I'm gonna, because I don't remember what the fuck I rated it. I don't remember what the fuck I ate yesterday. But I feel like even the Gonzalez matches may have gotten rated a little higher. I'm not sure.
I want to say one of them did a little bit higher than the other one, but I don't think any of them really hit the 2-star mark. So it's like one and a half.
And I'll come right out and say that I think this match is better than both of them combined. Mm-hmm. But there's so much about it that just failed to deliver.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Technically, this match is heads and tails better than the other two matches, but those other two matches didn't leave as bad of a taste in my mouth. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to praise. I'm not going to retract that. Those matches still sucked, but for some reason, this match really just kind of me. I don't know. Maybe because even as a kid, I was so pumped, and they turned like I wasn't pumped for Gonzalez and Taker. I mean, I was okay to watch it.
Yeah.
But this was something that was just like, holy shit, this is so cool. And even as an adult, it's like it's such a missed opportunity. Like there's so many different directions you could have went with it. Even if you are stuck with Brian Lee, you could have masked it a little bit you Like I said, if you could rebook it. It should have been Taker makes his awesome entrance. They're there. Do the mirror shit, but he gets in the ring. They take off their shit, and then as Paul Bear's holding the urn, and Taker's looking at that, Faker blindsides him, starts hitting him, maybe even hits him with a foreign object before the bell, and then chokeslam, tombstone, the sit up. Holy shit! What do I do now? And then a second attempt, flip over, and then 3 from the real Taker in the match. That should have been your whole match. That would have been it. And you know what? If that would have been it, this would have been a 4-star fucking match. It really would have been. I would have been like, nope, I don't care if it's a short match, match. It was perfect. No one's expecting Faker to put up a competitive match. That's the thing. I mean, the fact that they were pretending like he was is ridiculous. So, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, it's probably a bad comparison because I'm not very good at these. And it's probably a bad comparison on my end because I'm not really a fan of this series anyway, but it reminds me of like the early 2000s, late 90s, whenever the new round of like Star Wars was coming out.
Okay,
the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, prequel trilogy, yeah.
Hype, because it's fucking Star Wars, and they hadn't seen a new Star Wars in 20
that
years.
Point, yeah, there actually was a big gap between.
And it flopped bigger than shit. Mm-hmm. And like I think that like. And I just look at that and I'm thinking, like, would that have gotten this bad reviews had it not just been, like, shoved down everybody's throats for fucking 2 years prior to its release?
I mean, you're right, though. I mean...
And it's like, just going into it without the hype, like, not so bad. I don't know. I feel like hype can kill something just as quick as it can get something over.
And like you said, though, I mean, it's been kind of the running theme of our show. It's just been like a lot of hype for a lot of these matches.
This is one that definitely failed to deliver, like on all accounts.
Yeah.
And had, dude, Gonzalez and Kamala and those, they didn't have potential from the fucking.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean,
this one had potential.
And that's what I think. It's the other thing too. Is like going back to Jake Roberts, the WrestleMania 8 match. That has such potential, and that's why it got such a low rating for me too. Because it's just like. Technically, it's not a bad match. It's just boring.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, what the fuck? And when you think of what could have been, that's what gets you. Gonzalez wasn't going to put on any kind of great match.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I guess the fault goes to the bookers, but whatever. It is what it is. And I remember we walked away from that going, yeah, that sucked, but it's over. And it's just like, it was what it was. Kamal the same way. It's like...
They're fucking him over so much. Yoko is a shining example of a good thing that they've done for him. But I mean, typically what they do with a big guy, especially a big guy that's a star, is they feed him other big guys.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like it just when he's not wrestling a big oaf or something like that, like it's he puts on good matches because he can move.
He can work.
People don't understand that, like, when he has to wrestle Giant Gonzalez, he has to dumb himself down and wrestle to his style.
Slow it down and really carry the whole thing.
Gonzalez isn't going to speed up and do, but when Taker's able to actually, like with Yoko, I mean, goddamn, dude.
Great stuff. I mean, great in-ring stuff.
I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but you're going to you're going to see it again. But that's the thing they put in, and I don't know. No offense to Brian Lee. I mean, he had a career.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And
and he's not a bad wrestler.
No.
So I mean, but just
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and I kind of meant that when I was like, man, they should have put Glenn Jacobs in that role.
Yeah.
For one thing, I think he may be taller than Taker.
Could be actually, yeah, especially at that time, yeah.
But he can go.
Yeah.
Especially
in that time too,
Yeah.
because at that time too, when he was in Smoky Mountain as Unabomber, that's what maybe it was Smoky Mountain, not USW. It didn't matter. Anyways, when he was Unabomber, he could go. So yeah, it would have been way. I don't know. Would have been way better.
I mean, it'd be nice to see a good fast-paced, because Undertaker can do fast-paced matches, and I know it's been out forever now. On the network, they've got the Stone Cold sessions and the Undertaker.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I hadn't seen it. But I talking about
he talks about. And I was kind of going to reference some of that in some of these, but because he it's pretty good. He goes over his career.
Definitely check it out.
Good.
Yeah.
But he does talk about early on, like knowing he can go.
Yeah.
And kind of creative, or Brent Vince, or whoever would have been in charge, whatever they called him at the time.
Yeah.
Kind of put the brakes on him, like, you just need to just stand there, just.
Yeah.
They wanted him to kind of just be a tree, and just.
Yeah.
And we see that early on.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
I mean, he has bursts, but he even goes into that, like, I'd have a burst of something, and I'd even have to kind of compose myself.
Yeah.
And, I'm not.
Well, and the crowd would go nuts for those bursts, because like I said, Snuka or Drake, where he'd do like a big clothesline or huge DT, and the crowd would go nuts, and then he'd be like normal, and it's just like, holy shit, like you had it there.
It's like they had an actual agile, big, scary motherfucker that could do anything, and they wanted to put the leash on him, but
For like I said, for better or for worse, and once again, I mean, who knows? It works good for him. I mean, it worked good for his character, and once again, he did have that presence to him of just like, you can't fuck with him. So I mean, who's to say? I mean, it'd be like if you're watching a Friday 13th, like a Kane Hodder Friday 13th, and out of nowhere he just broke free and came after you, dude, you'd shit your pants. That's all there is to it. You'd be like, holy shit.
Are we talking just watching the movie, or are you talking about like actually being in the movie and being chased?
In the movie, being chased. And literally the whole time, I'm head and tails away from Jason. I'm like, fuck. I'm further than throwing distance. He's just lumbering after me. I'm good. And then he just breaks free, dude. I would cry and shit at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I would turn, and like every female, I'd be like, oh, I tripped. And I'd be like, oh, God. And I'd be scrambling, and then he'd kill me. But that first burst... And so that's what the thing about with Taker. You see him.
Yeah.
Whoa! It's like, holy shit, where'd that DT come from?
Because as a fan, I would say that Jason being behind you and lumbering behind you, and then you look around and he's not there anymore.
That was his quick burn.
And then that kind of stuff was way more terrifying than just seeing him.
Absolutely. So I guess that was a bad analogy, because Jason did have his burns.
And fuck running zombies.
Fuck running zombies.
In real, if they were real, way more terrifying. I get no one, but no.
Not for movies. Come
on.
No. They're infected. Don't call them zombies, call them infected. 28 days later, they're not zombies, they're infected.
So welcome to TPS.
Exactly. You're for Darkside wrestling here. So yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I guess I left it out. The aftermath I thought was kind of interesting too was this would start, and we would kind of pick back up after this, but the feud between DiBiase and Taker. We would kind of think it's done here. This is it. It wasn't even a feud, really. It was just DiBiase trying to pull some bullshit. Taker stops him. That's the end. But this would actually be the start of the feud between The Undertaker and the $1 Million Corporation, which at this point is a decent stable. You have like Bam Bam and Tatanka join up. IRS is in there. King Kong Bundy. Kind of bleeding some people out. No, but he was always associated for some reason. We'll get to that next week. But anyway, this was starting to feud. But the thing is, the feud, or the stable itself, it was never a threat. And this is maybe like the closest. No, because I think he did team up with Psycho Sid later on. But yeah, 2 examples. That was it. He had Sid and Faker as like his main event guys, and neither one of them panned out for him. Sid would go on to be okay, but he didn't need the corporation.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, it was just always that faction that people always kind of forget about, and probably for good reason, because it really wasn't. They were around forever. He goes until 96. This is 93 till 96. And people forget the $1 Million Corporation was a thing, but it's like, Yeah, it
Did he,
just.
on a side note, did he bring Austin in as part of that?
Yeah, he eventually,
Was he part of it?
ringmaster. Yeah, he
Yeah,
officially, yeah.
Was it or was he just?
You know, I'll be honest with you. Maybe, but at that point, it had to be pretty much like a 3-man stable, and it's probably.
Because I know that the introduction is just him and.
Yeah. Maybe. I really don't know, and I don't want to say yes for sure because I could be wrong, and these guys could be ravenous and tear me apart.
Oh,
maybe not. I really don't remember. But yeah, it was literally.
Irrelevant,
but yeah, I will say yeah. But yeah, like I said.
But it did kind of just run in the background.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a main thing. And like I said, this was the biggest thing was the feud with him, and maybe the feud with Lex. But as Lex's stars now starting to go down, that means so is the relevance of the Dark Corporation.
Yeah.
So, all right, so 1 star from each of us. I want to say this could be the lowest one. I'll have to go back to the archives and see if we have ranked anything lower, but to me, it feels like this is probably the lowest match we've had. Because I think even the Gonzalez ones was 1, maybe 1.5. I'm positive we didn't give any of those a 2, but whatever. It is what it is. 1 star. It's I hate to go to these areas. You know, I hate to be this negative, but it's like it's bad. And I'm a fan who will take bad and work with it. And here, you really can't. You just can't.
I mean, I think we discussed this at the very beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Was this journey through the dark side is not going to be an easy one.
No, it definitely isn't. And that's what we knew what we got ourselves into. We knew what we signed up for. So, you know, sometimes we got to go to those really dark places.
But I do know there's some pretty good patches.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I know there's some more rough patches coming up, you know.
And I will say that, as we're closing out 94, 94 was a mixed bag because, you really have one bad match surrounded by, 2 decent or, good, really good matches. 95... Maybe because I just didn't watch it, but there's nothing that stands out. And when I see the list in 95, it's just like, fuck. I don't think we're going to get really good until 96. I think when Foley shows up and we get Mankind, and even he had a brief feud of Goldust, which as a kid I wouldn't have liked, but I think as an adult I'm going to like a lot more.
Did Goldust try to make out with him, rub on him and shit?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's weird because Goldust and Mankind, they form an alliance, which I totally forgot about. And honestly, I don't remember much of it, but it was kind of feeding into that a little bit, so that he kind of had coming from both ends. Not intended to be a gay joke. Anyways,
come on,
2019. So anyway, that's all we got.
It's 2020.
It's 2020. January, you're always saying 2019. I'll be saying this for a couple months probably.
Anybody has to do paperwork at work. There's a lot of dates.
Every single time, yep. So that's all we got, guys. Join us next week as we finally put a close to 1994. I was about to say 2019 again. Close to 1994 with Sorcerer is 94. So yeah.
Having a stroke or something?
I'm not gonna lie, this is a really dark spot. How did we give out 1-star matches? I hate being that guy, but we did. I hate when I agree with the smarky fucks.
We'll be back next week though with
a better go around. So guys, thank you for tuning in, and
thank you.
Next time.
See ya.
Oh shit! Didn't always run. Sorry. Hi. Thank you for watching that video. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to our channel. All that good stuff you do right here on YouTube, go ahead and do it. Check out our other videos. Go to our playlist. We got episodes of TPS TV, Journey Through the Dark Side. We got a new show coming out, the horror movie review with Daniel Richardson. This guy. And of course, our short film, Entropy. You can find all that and more right here on YouTube. And then check out, look at that. All of our social media right there. And we don't just, copy and paste like the same post and put it on all. No, that's ridiculous. 3 different platforms, 3 different posts. I mean, the behind the scenes stuff you see on Twitter will not be the same stuff you see on Instagram. So there you go, right there. So be sure to give us a follow and a like on all that right there. Keep up to date. Have you seen Unspeakable Acts yet? No? Come on. Pick you up the DVD right now. Links over there. Oh, yeah. It's only $7. $3 shipping and handling. And of course, if you've already seen it and you haven't seen the Public Domain Dungeon yet, boom, $5 DVD right there. So 5 S&P as well. Or sorry, 3 S&P as well. So there you go. Do that. And if you got the spare change, you want to hit us up, donate a little bit over here to TPS Productions. Our Patreon is right there. Oh yeah. So that's all we. Oh my God, sorry. I'm getting fired, ain't I? Yeah, that's all we got. Thank you for watching.